I got a piece of mail from an attorney on Saturday. It's a newsletter kind of, and I wanted to go through it because I think there's a lot of things that we can learn from this. I think that this piece of mail really misses the mark, and I want to show you maybe some things that I feel that they did wrong. So if you're going to be doing physical mailers, which honestly I'm not a big fan of, I think the internet you can get a lot more bang for your buck. But if you're interested in doing physical mailers, I want to show you some ideas that maybe will make it hit the mark a little bit closer than this guy did. Check it out. All right, so this is what I got in the mail. This is from Michael T. Gibson, PA. He's a it says auto justice attorney. I'm assuming that's a personal injury attorney, car accident attorney. Now, the first thing that doesn't make a lot of sense to me is he's located in Orlando, Florida. Now, I'm located in Mulberry, Florida, which is about an hour and a half away. So I'm not exactly sure why or how I ended up on his mailing list. Orlando's a really big area, so I don't know. I'm not really sure of that. But just kind of first thing I look at it, I say, why am I getting a flyer from an attorney in Orlando? So that's something you don't necessarily want people right off the bat kind of wondering why they're getting what you're getting. Now, the other thing about this flyer is it's kind of a newsletter. I'm going to show you the format of it. So they've got a Auto Justice Community Hero program, and it looks like they're giving an award and kind of spotlighting somebody who's done something good in the community, and I think that's great. The problem I have with a lot of this is the formatting. I have no idea who Michael T. Gibson is. I didn't sign up for his newsletter, but he sent me a newsletter. Now I still opened it because I was kind of interested in what it was. But look at this giant block of text here. I've been looking at this thing. This thing's been sitting on my desk for a couple days now, and I've never read it. It's just there's too much text. I'm just not interested in reading it. Now let me show you going further. Look at all this text in here. It's just nobody's going to read that, and it's just not a good format. Nobody's going to read this. I understand what he's trying to do. He's got, he basically wrote a blog post that he sent down, and it's 20 years later, and the lessons I wish I knew. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. He's a personal injury attorney. This blog is about divorce, and that's kind of what he learned about with divorce. I don't understand. Lesson one, your family and your kids are not worth it. It's kind of about lessons learned as he went through divorce or as he, honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't know exactly what it's about because I haven't read the whole thing because look at it, it's just giant blocks of text. Nobody's going to read this type of thing. So, so lesson two, divorce is a zero-sum financial game. Don't blow all for nothing. I agree with all this type of stuff. Limit the collateral damage. I agree, but I don't think anybody's going to read this, and I'd be very surprised if this is actually effective for him, especially because he, at the end of the day, is a personal injury attorney, and we're reading not even reading. We're kind of just looking at a giant block of text that's all talking about divorce. Now, what I would suggest, if you are interested in doing something like this, I think that this is kind of a lesson in the way that it's not going to work. What I would suggest instead is do something that's really attractive, that's actually designed by a graphic designer, and is very easy to digest. So what I would suggest is take an infographic and put it in a newsletter. So, for example, let me show you on my computer screen here. These are some infographics that we've created for our clients. This one is driving safety in New York, and basically what we did is we did some research. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can actually see what's on here. Let's see. We did some research. We had a graphic designer do this, and this thing cost us $40. It didn't cost us that much. But when you look at things like this, it looks nice. It's got interesting information in it. This would be much more effective than a giant block of text. These are just much more attractive. Here's another one we did. Bad weather and teen drivers, car accident statistics, teens and driving. We have graphics. And it's not fancy graphics. These are mostly icons. But what we did is we went to a website called Upwork.com, and we found a graphic designer from overseas. I think he's in India, actually. And, they create these graphics for us. Here's another one. We already did this one. This one is... our client also does a police brutality breakdown of citizens killed by police in the United States as of July 2016. So we just did some research and we created this really nice graphic, and it looks way better than something like this. And we actually get a lot of shares and a lot of comments on this type of thing. So Take a look at this. Let me know. I don't know if I'm being a little harsh on this guy. Let me know. Would you read this? If you got a piece of mail like this, would you read this? Do you think that he's doing a good job? Do you think that maybe he can do something? And you know what? Honestly, I've never sent a piece of mail that looks like this. So maybe there's something to it. I can't imagine that there is. But what's your experience been? Have you had specific good or bad experiences with physical mail? Let me know.